Hello and welcome to episode 75 of the Hairy Sheep podcast. If you're a new viewer, then welcome. If you're a returning viewer, then welcome back.
I was just looking there thinking, how on earth did you know it was episode 75? But that would be because I wrote it down on there. It's been one of them days already. I don't know what else to say, to be honest. It kind of sets the tone for the whole podcast. But hello, everybody. Anybody that hasn't watched us before, my name's Emma and this is Rosie. Rosie's my youngest child. My 13-year-old girl. And I have teenagers. She's got an older brother as well. All I can say is I'm sorry, Mum. You know, teenagers. You don't realise until you have to parent one, do you? Although you're not bad, are you, really? Not all the time. Not all the time, are you? No. Where are we then, Rosie?
YouTube, Ravelry, Instagram, Facebook, Etsy and Patreon.
Yeah.
You had to catch up then.
Yeah, I was trying to work out which ones you've done because I managed to find a listing with them all. Oh, I knew what I was writing down.
You think I stopped writing it down.
You did a few weeks back, that's where I got that list from.
Did I? Okay.
So, knitting. We didn't record last week because it's summer holidays and this year we've had a bit of a break and done every other week just because of how things are with Rosie going to her dad's. It just makes it easier. So, finished objects, you think we'd have loads? 2 weeks? Nothing.
Not even a barbel.
No, not even a bauble. Not even a bauble.
No barbel.
Not even a shawl.
No. Wow, small.
Your shawl ball is tiny that you've got to finish.
I know, where's it too big?
Terrible. Terrible, terrible, terrible.
And then I crochet a barbel and you finish my shawl.
Can't really argue with that. You did say the whole set of 12, didn't you?
No, 1. 1 of 12.
Okay, but I get to pick the pattern.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
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 No.
Yeah.
No. No. We're all super chunky and we'll make it like that big.
No.
Okay. We did it in 5 minutes.
Anyway, so finished objects, we've got none. Excellent. Excellent start to the podcast. So, whips, Rosie. You're up first.
No.
Your blanket. How much more have you got done on it?
2 rows. Maybe. Not sure. Yeah, about 2 rows.
It's good going.
It's getting there.
It is.
So like that to finish that and another ball to do before I can stack them back in. Sad.
It's sad. Very sad. Terrible. You could have that done soon. You could have that done before the end of the podcast.
The ball.
That little tiny bit you've got there.
Yeah, the ball.
Yeah. The tiniest bit of wool going.
It's not that big.
It's super chunky.
It's actually mega chunky.
Anyone want a teenager? You said there was difference.
You said one was slightly bigger than the other.
Does anybody want a teenager? What yarn is it then, Rosie? Other than mega chunky.
Windy Pamper. And colour 2249 apparently. That's interesting. I think they have like good names.
It did have a name, but I can't remember what it was. Because actually it was discontinued quite a while ago. It's like Deep Deep Stash that she's crocheting with.
So we're getting there. Isn't it?
Yeah, won't take long.
No.
It could be a yarn goal for this week.
What?
To finish the next ball of yarn, start going in. It won't take you long.
Yeah,
An
still
hour
got an
at the
entire
most.
ball.
An hour at the most. Won't take you long at all.
Still an entire ball to crochet.
You've got like
What's that?
57 metres or something on the bottom.
And another one.
About 57 metres on the bottom.
Did you get it right? Approximately 57 metres.
57 metres, there we go. So, my first whip, baby jackets. Have I finished those sleeves? No. What I have done is taken the 4 sleeves that I was knitting at the same time onto 2 separate needles. So I've got both cream and both grey on separate needles. And thought, right, I'm going to get one set of them done. I've got one last increase row, one last not increase row, and then I'm on the sleeve shaping. My intention was this morning to sit down, get these sleeves finished before podcast, so at least I had finished sleeves. And instead I had a nap. Because, you know, it doesn't. But they are nearly finished. It's not like they're even massive. They're for a 2-year-old, for goodness sake. But you can see how much I have done on them. Oops. Because that's where the grey ones are. If I can try and line it up a little bit.
Close to finish. But not
I
finished
know,
yet.
but you know, they're getting there. They're getting there.
Then you've just got 2 more to knit. Woohoo!
Excellent. Delighted with that.
Bet you would be.
So these are going to be done for next week.
You have to promise.
I'm going to get them done tonight.
They will be done.
I'm going to get them done tonight. If you follow us on Instagram, keep an eye on the stories, because as soon as they're done, I'm taking a picture and putting them on. Pattern I'm using is Serda 1759, and I'm not doing the hood, just doing the jackets with plain round collar. We haven't even got that much to do on the sleeve top. 6, 11, 12. Got about 14 rows left to do on the sleeves.
And then just have
to do them. Yeah, and then the other half of the others to do. But the cream ones at least are going to be finished tonight. It's 4:25. I'm going to get them done.
And you've also got tea to cook.
Yeah, that won't take long though.
No.
So they will be done tonight.
No, Mum, you can't finish them at like 1 minute to midnight.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Then I'll have to stay up with you to make sure that you do finish them tonight.
You won't, 'cause I'll take a picture. I can show you the time on the picture. Try anything, won't they?
I could just have a look in the settings and probably find out how to disable the timer on photos. Then I can.
I'll do it on Rich's phone.
I'll just have to tell him that you're not taking a photo of the sleeves.
Your next project, Rosie, your shawl.
Ages. I've actually finished the row as well.
Good on you.
No.
That's a bit of a novelty.
Halfway through a row. Where's my marker? There it is. Done 2 rows?
Possibly.
Sure, we can say I achieved my angle.
What
I
was
got close to finishing it.
it? You didn't.
See? Close.
Barely taken any off that, you plonker.
Yeah, but it's still close. Still close. Look at my edge marker. It's not been moved up since there because I kind of use that one to tell what side I'm on. That was just kind of stranded down there. What was it in?
I'm sorry.
What?
All's Wool that Ends Wool in Greatest Show. DK.
Mhm.
Haha, I remembered.
Well, you know, remembering things that is from like 10 years ago.
I know, because you've shown it that many times. It's like ingrained in my memory now. It's getting there though, isn't it? Oh, have you pulled some stitches off?
Yeah.
Oops. Do you need a hand or are you alright?
I'll be fine. That's taking a sheet bag.
Right. Socks. Got a pair of socks on the go that I'm knitting at the minute, which are Sable Yarns, and they are just toe up vanilla socks, just because I like the colourway, and that's what I'm knitting in them. That's the first one. Colour is Bam. Bam. And it's living in Lava Project bag, which is by the Woolly Tangle, I believe. Yes, the Woolly Tangle. As I've been knitting on during the podcast. And my other socks, the ones that I was knitting. I said last week I was going to have one sock finished. Not last week, week before. I was going to have one sock finished.
That's podcast.
Yeah, last podcast, whenever it was. I haven't got the ends of it sewn in. But, you know.
Susan, yes.
They don't count right, do they?
No.
They You'd have to sew the ends in for it to count. It's not been sewn in, it hasn't been blocked or anything. The yarn is A Lonely Sock Lady on Instagram. She's from Denmark, isn't she?
Mm-hmm.
And just a plain pink commercial sock yarn for heels, toes and cuffs. The colourway is Virtual Knit Night, and there's a really good explanation of it over on Laura of the Lonely Knitters' latest podcast, which was about a month ago, but there's a really good explanation of it all on there. And I'm on sock number 2. I'm in a right tangle with this. But anyway, we are there. On sock number 2. Although the toes are a little bit iffy because I lost track of my counting and stuffed it up and whatnot. You know how it is.
Mm-hmm.
There we go, and I'm untangled as well now.
Mm-hmm.
They are living in my Woolwich Crafts sheet bag. So we've got one half finished object.
So next week you just need to knit what on the sock. And then next week we'll finish object.
We'll see. Not promising. Actually need time to knit. That'd be a good thing, wouldn't it?
And if you don't take accidental naps, you'll have a bit more time.
Might actually get some knitting done instead of putting it down in front of me and then sleeping.
Or accidentally playing games.
Exactly. Right. So, flax, Rosie.
Mm-hmm. Got that out. Done there. Yeah, and guess what?
Mm-hmm.
Took it with me.
Mm-hmm. You didn't knit on it?
Nope.
Nicely done.
Mm-hmm.
Because I mean, who takes holiday knitting with them and then doesn't actually knit on it?
Well, in the car, there and back, so it's like 2-3 hour journeys. Get distracted playing games on my tablet. Not knitting, even though it was sat right next to me.
About 2 hour journey, you know.
And because we kept way back, we got stuck in traffic. And the way there, we stopped at Pizza Hut and then had to go there. Took a bit of a detour. Took ages.
Dear.
Sat next to me the entire journey. Both ways. And yeah, I ignored it.
Excellent.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have time to sit and knit. It's getting there.
Yeah.
It's taking ages though. It takes ages like everything else. And that's the wool, which is
West Yorkshire Spinners.
in
Croft, Shetland Tweed.
what's the colour?
Seafield.
Seafield. Okay. I'm pretty sure I've got a label sat right next to me in my bag. Yeah, I'm there.
There you go.
Did you want the whole pass?
Yeah, why not?
You realise, don't you? I've got 2 skeins in my bag.
You got one there.
I don't need this one as well. Holyfield.
Going up to your nose now. I've got fluff that's gone up my nose.
And album ones. Only one.
The bottom. But then you've got lots. It's like raining yarn.
It's getting there. The last podcast, do you think I did 4 hours? Maybe? 3 or 4?
Yeah. 4, maybe.
4. I don't know.
Got 4 rows on the body of it.
4 hours in 2 weeks.
Well, you know, it's a row every few days, isn't it?
Yeah. For a few days?
Yeah, why not? Who needs more than that?
Yeah.
I mean, it should fit you by the time you're 20. Right. The next whip is the one that we've been working on between us. That lives in this little jar, which is supposed to be working on between us. Aren't we, Rosie?
I've got my own crochet projects that I'm working on.
So have I. And we've been doing little tiny squares with the intention of using one of the undyed ones in between and doing it along the lines of the Battenberg blanket. But so far we've only actually got 3 squares. One of which I did this week. It's going to be a long-term project, I think. No.
Yeah.
But we can keep it going and we can maybe put some in from this year. Can't we?
Once we're done all them.
Yeah. We'll soon get there. These are from an Advent swap with Sharon from SCR1TNO podcast. Don't know all the dyers. I could tell you I would. So I've not actually worked on anything else.
So we've got 6 projects. 7.
7 including this one, but I've only really worked on this one in between podcast stuff. Although it needs a stitch marker on it, doesn't it? I've got one here. Yeah. One in here, I'll stick this one on it.
I'm pretty sure they told me just above the head if you wanted to actually choose one.
I thought so, but I can't see it on there.
I don't know.
It'll be around. Be on the wall somewhere. But anyway. Right, it's just at the top of the toe shaping, so I'm going to count that as this week's knitting. Because, you know, if Rosie can get away with it.
Actually, I've not moved any of my markers yet. I'm knitting on them in the podcast.
Wow. Right. Spinning. I've done about 3 metres. Spinning.
Progress.
Yesterday evening, I think it was. Yeah.
Slow.
Better than what I did the week before. Which was 0 metres.
Slow progress, but we're getting there.
You know, it takes time, doesn't it? That's what we keep saying. It takes time. It'll be fine. That appears to have moved a bit. That's better. Although I did snap it while I was doing it, so because we've been on it for weeks and weeks and weeks, this is what we're actually spinning, which is one that we dyed A while ago, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a merino braid, isn't it? Or is it Blue Face Leicester?
I think it's merino.
I think it might be. But yeah, it'll get there.
So I'm
One
sure.
day.
I'm sure that's one of those we did when we first started dyeing.
Yeah. Yes, but we really liked it and wanted to keep it, didn't we? Dyeing, nothing any of. Absolutely zilch. Just not done it.
Completely ignored it all, apparently.
Yep. Yeah. Ignored everything to do with it. Podcasts then, Rosie.
Sharon. Which few Sharon? We've watched Sharon of SCL on TNL, Laura of The Lonely Litter, and Knit Three Together.
Really lost those stitches off there then. I haven't really watched a great deal else. Although to be fair, we watched Sharon twice this morning. And I still miss most of it. Stash enhancement as well.
Like the same episode twice.
Yeah, like the same episode. YouTube decided it was going to repeat it. So Rosie sat through them both and watched them both. And I missed most of, kind of saw the beginning of one and kind of saw the end of the other.
Nothing in the middle.
Not a lot.
I think you were sleeping in that bit.
I think I was. There's nothing like an accidental nap, is there, to get you going through the day? To then still sit on the podcast and yawn.
I mean, we can put it on for a third time if you want. Just watch the middle.
Yeah, just watch the middle bit, it'll be fine. Don't need to see the beginning, don't need to see the end.
Yeah, just watch the bit. We'll just watch the middle of the third episode of it. Be fine.
Right. Stash enhancement. Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Nope.
Not knitted anything to warrant buying new yarn, have we?
No.
Terrible, aren't we?
I know, terrible.
Although I did buy new needles that I needed to knit a hat with the grey that I bought the other week.
The alpaca stuff.
Yeah, with that grey to go with that pom-pom. Because I looked through and I didn't have the needles I needed.
Needles was that?
Can't remember now. But they're up on the top on there.
It's useful.
It is useful.
Not needles, but you don't even know what size they are.
I can't remember, it was a week and a half ago. 2 weeks. I've got hiccups now as well, sorry. Where have I got hiccups from?
I don't know.
Trying to hold my breath while I'm on. Yeah, but yeah. Hopefully I might get that done as well soon. Wishful thinking and all. So, life. You've been on a holiday with your dad, haven't you? Yeah.
Why my legs hurt. How much walking.
Had fun though?
It was alright.
Good.
Tiring.
You've been glad of a rest, haven't you, this last couple of days? Yeah. I've been at work most of it. Although Saturday I walked around the golf course. I've never in my life swung a golf club. Ever in my life swung a golf club, What I'm doing or how I'm supposed to do it. Not a clue.
I mean, you've sung a Wii remote.
Yeah.
That counts.
I'm not entirely convinced. But anyway, watch this space.
We get one of them like foam golf club things that go over the top of it.
So I can chase you around the house with it when you wind me up.
No, she could buy Wii Spark. It's a golf club.
What else have we done? Nanny and Grandad have gone off on their adventures now, haven't they? My mum and Dad now up to the Shetlands. Had tea with them last night, didn't we? Make sure they've got a full belly before they set off, because they had a long journey on the way up there, and then a long day today. And a really early start, like a set off at 4 in the morning type start.
I don't know what you find so bad about it.
Most people aren't up at 4 in the morning, Rosie.
Why not?
Because we're just not.
That's fine.
Clearly I need another nap.
No, I don't think you do.
Yarn goals then. What were our yarn goals 2 weeks ago?
Last podcast. Did you hear yours?
Yep.
Baby sleeves.
Well, I did some progress on them, so
I don't
yeah.
know what that's supposed to be. But baby sleeves.
Progress.
Is it?
Did some progress on them.
Okay, so yes, you did that.
Yeah.
Finished stripy sock.
Yeah, I did that.
Flax progress.
I looked at the bag.
I'm not sure that counts.
Looked at the bag and thought, nah.
Is it just round and round?
I know.
It's on big. It's on giant sock stage.
I know. What was yours?
Flax progress, which I did.
Yeah.
Get close to cast off on shawl.
Well,
I mean, I did some knitting. I did like 2 rows, so I got close.
you've still got a fair bit to go. You've still got another 5 or 6 rows to do yet.
I know, but I'm close, and I keep getting closer every week. By
Ah,
half a
yeah.
row.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get close by half a row a
Hmm.
week.
No, I'm not convinced.
Of course
Blanket
you're
progress.
not. Of course you're not convinced.
So, what's yarn goals for this week then?
I don't know.
I think one of mine is to get to the heel on the stripy sock.
Yeah.
Another one is to finish the cream sleeves. I'm going to get them done tonight. And the other one is to knit something different, so we've got something interesting to talk about instead of the same 3 projects.
It's actually same 6.
Same 6.
Because you've got 3 each.
Well, yeah, you know what I mean.
Do I?
Yeah.
And knit a different project.
What are your yarn goals going to be?
I don't know. Go in on blanket.
Bear in mind you're home for the weekend as well. So we've got more time to do what you'd like to.
Yes, I only need 2, not 1.
What do you mean?
I only need 2 yarn goals, not 1 yarn goal.
Right.
Because the other one I never seem to complete. So late, I only need 2 possible, not 1.
Shawl. Be a good one. Because we could have that finished, Rosie. She's so close. What about on your litmus cowl as well?
Litmus progress. There we go. Sorted.
going.
Okay.
So we're going on the blanket and litmus progress.
Mm-hmm.
So we can hold it to those, can't you? Can't we?
Yeah, progress is only at least one stitch. I mean, it's 57 metres approximately on the blanket to crochet.
You can manage it. And I'm sure you can do more than one stitch, Rosie.
Okay, I'll do 2.
Rose.
Yeah. Stitch.
Colours?
Yeah. Stitch is.
Honestly.
I mean, 2 progress.
Anybody want a teenager?
I mean, 2 stitches is progress.
Yes, but not really. Progress, is it?
But it's closer to the finish than it was before.
Honestly, she'll argue anything for the sake of arguing.
I mean, it's close to the finish, so it must be progress.
Right. So, on that note, we will carry on knitting and we will see you next week. Take care, everybody, and happy knitting. Bye bye.